There should be more openness using AI, but also a push to use renewable for data centers. Yes, and yes to both of these things. We can't tackle the problems of AI unless we are open about its usage, and renewables are going to be very important for pushing forward. There's some pretty wild ideas about floating data centers, and there's a lot of big ideas going on, but basically money will be pumped into cheaper sources of energy because we need to drive down the cost of electricity, because that allows those businesses to make more money. So I'm confident in them dealing with the problem because they make more money. So OpenAI will make more money, Microsoft will make more money, Google will make more money if they manage to get cheaper electricity for their models, if they manage to make their models less pricey to run. So I guess call me optimistic, but based on the fact that I think greed will drive down the costs. So this isn't altruism, but this is greed driven, but it is aligned with environmental. So with the environmental improvements as well. So that's a good thing. I'm just going to grab another light. These are wonderful lights, but they do need to be charged. There we go. I have to do. Jack says video gen AI should be extremely limited for general population use. So I assume that's connected to the electricity and the computational costs. Yes, very high. This is why I don't personally use it. It's a really fun toy for most people, but it's a fun toy that comes at a very high cost. So I have played around with it. Obviously, that's part of my job, trying out VO, trying out Sora, etc. But it's not something that is part of my regular workflow. But so a lot of people are using these models to basically make the epitome of AI slop. It's the short videos that go on YouTube Shorts, that go on TikTok, etc., to make a huge amount of money because people will watch AI slop. So that for me is one of the least attractive uses of artificial intelligence. YouTube are cracking down on it, for example, trying to remove it from their ecosystem. I don't know how successful they've been, but they've indicated that's what they're trying to do. As of the 15th of July, they've demonetized channels that produce inauthentic content, but who knows how successful that will be. Any chance AI could help bring humanity to stage one of the Kardashev scale? So this is interesting. Let's pull up a graphic of the Kardashev scale, because it's a really interesting idea. The Kardashev scale, gosh, these are mad images. I'm going to bring it up on my main screen. If you're on TikTok, sorry, you probably can't see this. Well, I know you can't see this. So the Kardashev scale is a method for measuring a civilization's technological advancement based on its energy consumption. So this is, you see this a lot in sci-fi. I love sci-fi. I'm reading Peter F. Hamilton at the moment. So it's based on the fact that there are probably lots of other civilizations out there, miles and miles away, well, more than miles away, like astronomical units away, a long way away. And one way that we could use to categorize different civilizations is how much energy they use, or specifically, how do they harness that energy? So a type 1 civilization is able to access all the energy available on its planet and store it for consumption. So it means that the whole planet is the data producer, and this only makes sense when you're thinking about like galactic empires, but basically it would be if we could tap all the energy out of Earth, and that would take us to becoming a type 1 civilization. We are not there. We are very inefficient. Type 2 civilization can directly consume a star's energy, most likely through the use of a Dyson sphere. So putting a structure around our star and using that to capture all of the fusion energy coming from the star itself. Pretty big. And then a type 3 civilization is able to capture all of the energy emitted by its galaxy. So again, this is sci-fi stuff, and every object within it, such as every star, black hole, etc., etc. So under this scale, the sum of human civilization does not reach type 1 status, nope, though it continues to approach it. Extensions of the scale have been proposed, including a wider range of power levels. Okay, we've already got quite a lot with 1 to 3. So 1 is the whole planet, 2 is our local sun, and 3 is the whole galaxy and everything within it. So yeah, potentially we are on our way towards type 1, and then we'll have to do things like putting solar farms on the moon and then piping energy down somehow, maybe through wormholes, who knows. But we're ways off it right now. We're burning rocks that are made out of old trees. Like, we are very when you think about it, things like coal, it just seems so primitive. It's old trees and dead animals that have been squished under rocks, and then we dig them up and burn them. That's crude. That is really crude stuff compared to a type 1, a type 2, a type 3 civilization. So we are a long, long way off this kind of stuff. but it's a nice goal to have. Science fiction and science do overlap a lot. They inform each other. So a lot of scientists read science fiction, and a lot of science fiction writers study the science, and it has this beneficial loop. Arthur C. Clarke's the famous, I'm going to have to look it up, indistinguishable from magic. So this is what I felt first time I used ChatGPT 3.5. A sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. So if something is so far out of our ken, so far out of our daily experience, that when we use it for the first time, even if it's a technology that exists, it seems like magic to us. This is a quote from Arthur C. Clarke, who was a science fiction author. I actually had this the other day. I know this sounds so mundane, but my phone died. My iPhone, whatever it is, I ran out of battery while I was at a picnic. But a friend was there and he said, "Oh, just give me your phone." And his was an Android phone, but it had remote charging. And we put my iPhone on his Android phone, like case to case, and it charged my phone, and it charged it up to 10%. And I know this technology's been around for a while, but I'd never seen it before. I'd never used it. I didn't know Android could charge iPhone. So I was just sitting there, this is magic. Like, how is this working? This shouldn't work. How are they charging each other through the cases? This is so that was a moment the other day. It's just, wow, technology is amazing. But we become so inured to technology, I think. And this is what's happened with ChatGPT, where people quibble about things that are not very good about it. And it's like, my man, like two years ago, this technology was terrible. Like, we create videos now with VO3 or whatever, and people are like, "Oh, the hands are a bit weird." It's, look what it's created. Compare this to a year ago. Like, the speed of increase is exponential, and we as humans, we get inured to this new technology like immediately. There's a Louis C.K. comedy bit. Whatever you think of Louis C.K., it's a good bit. He talks about how he's on a plane and they announce, it's a Delta flight or whatever, they announce, "Oh, we're pleased to announce that we now have onboard Wi-Fi. You'll be able to access the internet while flying through the air at 30,000 feet." And Louis goes, "Wow, that's amazing." So everyone's typing away on their laptops, they're chatting, etc. And then the internet goes down. And another announcement, and the lady's, "Oh, really sorry, the inboard Wi-Fi is not working. We won't be able to get it back before we land." And the guy next to Louis C.K. like slams down his laptop lid and he's like, "This is bullshit." And it's this amazing ability of human beings to find out about something new, to benefit from something new, and then to immediately expect it and to immediately become, oh, what's the word? I've totally forgotten the word, but we expect these things, and then when it's taken from us, we basically throw a tantrum. I think the same is true with ChatGPT and with a lot of the AIs right now, is that anytime it doesn't really work or it doesn't give us exactly what we want right now, we're like, "This is trash. I hate this technology. What's the point? AI is rubbish." We need to take a step back and realize that we're coming a long way and the technology is moving really fast. It's just that we are spoiled brats a lot of the time. If you don't read sci-fi, I highly recommend it because it does help to give a wider perspective on where humanity could go. A lot of it's dystopian, fair, but it also helps studying history, reading sci-fi, etc. What a nerd I am. It helps expand out your time horizons. So it helps you not think about the month to month or the year to year, but instead about the general kind of flow and where we're going. And it is impressive. The technology is amazing, but we become so used to it so quickly that I think we forget that. Oh, let me. So, yeah, on the Kardashev scale, it's going to take a while, but yes, AI will be part of getting there because we are going to need more and more power to build AIs. And if we get to AGI or if we get to ASI, those tools are going to help us to more efficiently harness energy, and hopefully green energy. Pekka says, "If only humanity could come together and put resources on a common goal like solving energy crisis." Yeah, we're not very good at working together, unfortunately. I think coming back to sci-fi, which I was talking about earlier, the only way that we're going to work together is if we get invaded by an outside force. Otherwise, we are going to continue infighting. So if aliens turn up, we'll probably pull together. I think humans are very good at working our way through crises, but unless there is an external threat to us, a tangible external threat, so not climate change, that's too wishy-washy in most people's brains. I'm talking about aliens with laser weapons. That's the kind of thing that will pull us together. Until that, I don't see how we're going to get over our differences, unfortunately. This is one of the big problems in AI in particular as well. So people are calling for AI to be slowed down. And there are good reasons for that as well, rational reasons. The problem is AI can't be slowed down by one party because the other parties will just continue with their development. It needs to be unilateral. All individuals need to agree not to use it. Companies need to agree not to use it, because if one company continues to use it, they're going to demolish the other companies in terms of competition. And countries, you need to unilaterally agree as well. So China and America both need to agree we are not developing artificial intelligence anymore. Again, humanity is not very good at working these things out. The UN is probably the closest we have to a global body that could enforce this in some way, but they'll send strictly worded letters and observers, but they don't really have the power to enforce any of this. The other problem is, and Geoffrey Hinton, the godfather of AI, has pointed this out, is that by releasing these models open source, we've basically opened Pandora's box. So even if OpenAI and DeepSeek and Alibaba and Google, etc., all decide, okay, we are no longer pushing the development of these models, it doesn't matter because we have now released open source models into the wild. So bad actors, people who want to cause chaos, who want to create bombs, who want to make deepfakes, political deepfakes, they can do that. The models are out there. And this is one of the things that Geoffrey Hinton warned against, is we've let out a demon, basically. And it doesn't matter if all the governments and all the big companies agree, there are going to be individual bad actors who now have access to these models, and that's that. So it's a bit grim. Flamingo says, love that you are a nerd. I'm doing a live stream on AI. Of course I'm a nerd. What sci-fi do you recommend? Oh gosh. So I'm reading Peter Hamilton at the moment. But in general, what do I recommend? That's a really hard question. I'm just trying to think. I really like the Expanse series, and there's a TV show of it. So the Peter Hamilton I'm reading at the moment is Pandora's Star? Yeah, Pandora's Star, which is good. And I also like Alistair Reynolds. His one is, he's got a whole series called, what's it called? Revelation Space. So Revelation Space is great. Oh, and also Ian Banks. There's so many good sci-fi writers. Oh, in the world of AI, though, there is, I'm actually going to go and grab it. One second. This. So make sure I'm still in focus everywhere. This is Variable Humans in Transit by the author QNTM, Quantum, I guess it's pronounced. So there's a story called Lena, Lena. This is going to be backwards for you, so it doesn't make sense. Tiny little book. I think Lena's available for free online. But Valuable Humans in Transit by Quantum, or QNTM. I have no idea how you pronounce it. It's fantastic. And Lena is one of the most prescient and upsetting stories you'll ever read about artificial intelligence. It's about 30 pages long, if that, maybe 20 pages worth reading. Read it today. It won't take very long. But yeah, it's upsetting.